Hello and welcome back to another life updatesy kind of video. I have so many things to share with you today. Some struggles which I've been having, what I'm currently working on, some thoughts that are developing on my business, a lot of things. I figured let's start with the struggle bit so we just get that out of the way. There has been quite a disconnect between the output that I want to be achieving and what I'm actually managing in the business right now. And that is obviously leading to a bit of frustration and struggle. Since the start of my business, I created content. I blogged twice a week for genuinely about 6 years. Then I started adding videos into the mix, which definitely added a whole new level of complication to the content creation process. And it was a lot more work than before, but I still managed that twice weekly posting schedule for a good year. But I have not done that recently. Getting out just one video a week consistently has literally been all I could manage at this point. And if you're wondering, well, it's no big deal, Paige, once a week, twice a week, who really cares? Well, I care. This is the marketing engine of my business. Double the content means double the chances to learn about what my audience likes and improve upon my work, double the opportunity to get in front of new people, double the content to send out to my list every week, which is key to serving my audience. It's also double what most people are producing and therefore means double the advantage for my business. And I genuinely love creating content. This is literally my favorite thing to do in my business. And when you just have work that you are so excited for and so thrilled for, and somehow everything else seems to get in the way of you actually doing that, and you end a day just feeling annoyed and defeated and frustrated that the one thing you really wanted to work on, you just didn't get the chance to. And that's basically how this feels. I'm sure you know the feeling. I literally tracked my hours yesterday and I just looked back at them, and we do this whole hours tracking thing once a quarter. And we do it to basically figure out what can we tweak and streamline and eliminate and hire for, etc. And I worked 14 hours yesterday, and literally none of that was on anything I wanted to do. I figured out my new Swiss pension, I learned about the entire Swiss insurance system and chatted to an insurance broker, and then I talked to several lawyers and accountants and another accountant, and then I helped my team get back into systems that they were locked out of because of two-factor authentication problems, and I spent hours on the phone with 2 different banks, which both blocked us at the same time from getting into our accounts because of some security issue. Granted, I'm glad I did it all just in one day at least. I didn't have it trickle out over the entire week. And today I literally just have the whole day blocked out to just create content. And I'm so grateful and so happy for that. But yeah, the truth is that running a business is so fabulous for so many reasons, but it also comes with an ungodly amount of nonsense and admin and annoyance. I was actually at a Soho House, Babington House the other week, and there was a lady in the sauna and we were just chatting about moving and how we've lived in quite a few countries and everything, and she was just oh, that's so brave of you, and you live such an interesting life and everything, and how she was considering doing it herself, but she was kind of scared to. And I was giving her just my top tip of advice was go abroad for 5 months and 29 days and not one more, because then you could just leave all of your life administration in your home country, and that is the biggest hassle and annoyance and time consumer when it comes to moving. And so if you just leave your place of residence wherever it was before, that is the easiest thing to do. So the admin aspect is by far the worst part of the move for me. We've now been in this new country for 8 months, and still this stuff is taking up half of my work week. And I knew that this was going to take a while, but this is a whole new level of moving administration, which I actually didn't expect on this move. So yes, when I decreased my marketing efforts, that's what led to me feeling so overwhelmed by the idea of going back to doing double again. I have on a few occasions in my business fallen off track completely and just didn't post a piece of content for a week or two. And I can honestly say that falling off completely is so brutal. It is so much harder to get back at it. And it feels so much to manage, to get back to posting consistently. And it's just such a big undertaking. But honestly, when you're actually in it and doing it every single week, it's actually not that bad. So falling off completely and stopping is definitely the worst. So the moral of the story is, if you're thinking of upping your content production, know that falling off and getting back on is the hardest. So as much as humanly possible, which I thankfully have managed throughout this process, is to stay consistent if you can with even a lower frequency. And then shortly after the in terms of what's even better, obviously like sticking to whatever frequency you want is the best case scenario, but of course life happens and that's not always possible. But try not to stop, because that's actually tough. But yeah, clearly I have managed twice a week content before and it wasn't a big deal. So if anything, I think this is mostly in my head. I do genuinely have a time constraint issue right now, but I think added to that mental struggle is the fact that it's like it's the mental struggle of, oh my gosh, how am I gonna manage to do it again? But I know that I've done it before and so it's going to be just fine. But anyways, but yeah, I don't want this to be the most depressing vlog ever, so I'm sorry you had to listen to that rant. Moving on to more pleasant topics. Something came in the mail this morning actually, and I held off on fully opening it because I wanted to do it with you. So before I get to the other bits I want to share with you, let's do some unboxing. Okay, so I did not know that this was coming. This, when I opened it, I saw is from the lovely Katie of Drop Cap Design. So she is an amazing brand designer and we were just affiliated for her course because our people always ask us for brand design course recommendations and I never had a good one before until Katie launched her course. And so cute. Let's see what's in the box. We have, what is this? Oh, there's a little Prosecco. Oh my God, cute. How lovely. Little Prosecco. Got some cookies, candle. Ooh, some risotto. Lovely. And there's a second box. I don't know if it's the same thing or not. The exact same thing twice. I'll take it. All right, now I have Prosecco to share with friends. How lovely. Thank you so much, Katie. That's really, really kind. I'm actually really curious to know which box and gifting company she used for that because we have tried on occasion to send gifts which involve alcohol to affiliates or clients. And we learned the hard lesson that trying to send alcohol across borders is not advisable because it is, I don't know, all sorts of complicated. So we actually stopped attempting that. We could only ever do gift boxes that didn't have any like champagne or wine in them. But I am kind of starving actually, so let's make some breakfast and then we will get to the other things I want to share with you. The other thing which is happening right now is that we actually decided to hire again. So we need help with sort of like content assistance. We have an editor and we have myself, but even still there needs to be someone in between to actually like make the content happen and go out. And then we also need assistance with customer service. The fabulous thing is that we got almost 400 applications for the role, which I am so happy about. And if you're wondering like, how the heck do you do that? We're lucky in that our audience is kind of the perfect people to work in the business. And so we don't ever need to post on like LinkedIn or Indeed or anything, just our email list and posting in just a few of like the right Facebook groups. 4 applications later, we have so many people to chat with, which I'm super excited about. My team member Helen is actually managing sort of like the whole hiring thing. And I looked at her calendar for later on this week and she literally has like 20 15-minute phone calls back to back to back. And I was joking with her that over the weekend, she's probably just gonna wanna go like sit in a dark corner by herself and not talk to anyone after all of that socializing. But yeah, so we're currently in the middle of hiring that role and just generally, we're just looking for more people to keep top of mind for future roles as well. Because running hiring rounds is a lot of work and it's just bananas how long it actually takes to do it. Because we do promote to our own audience, it can't happen at the same time as a launch that we're running or any promotion or anything else we're talking about. And so just trying to fit it in to actually promote the job posting. And then from start to finish, the whole process takes about 3 months. So our goal is basically to do like a mega hiring round. So we hire for this role, and then we also just have people like ready to go and hire from when we have future roles, because I know there's always more. So if you're curious, by the way, if you ever want to work with us, we would love to have you. We basically always just share new roles with our email list. So if you go to pagebretton.com/subscribe, that's where you can get on the list, and that's where we share those sorts of things. But yeah, the other thing which I want to share with you was sort of some like thoughts which are developing on my business. Now, I always said like, I don't want to build the next Amazon, and I still don't want to build the next Amazon. And for the longest time, I was genuinely just like thrilled with the point that my business was at. I had defined what enough was for myself, and I thought that was fantastic, and I had reached that, and I was super pleased. And I was happy with the size of the business and where it was, and I didn't have any massive ambitions actually to take it further for the past couple of years. But this has changed a bit more recently, and I think the desire to grow again is genuinely there, but maybe not for the reason that you're expecting. I feel like it's kind of coming from this place of like, why not just try? Like, it could be fun. Why not just see how well you could build a bigger business? And that's more the like perspective that this actually desire is coming from. And I started to want to like think bigger. And so I started toying with the idea of sort of like just dropping my fears, and I thought about, do I want the fear of having a bigger team to hold me hostage for forever? Or do I want to have money mindset fears running the show for the rest of forever? And do I want to build a business that's just like everyone else's? Or do I want to get inspired from some people who really built something exceptional? I think about actually businesses like Martha Stewart or Dave Ramsey, and they built these incredible like 1,000-person teams, and they just have such incredible impact on their topic. And I'm like, that actually is starting to sound appealing to me, which I never expected that to. In order to start stimulating my thinking to think a bit differently, a bit creatively, a bit outside the box, and not just like vertical growth, but also thinking of sort of outside of the box ideas, I got a few books to help with that process. I went on vacation last week and basically took a stack full of books with me. So very exciting. First is Titan. It is the biography of John D. Rockefeller, the man who built the biggest business in America back a good 100 years ago. Also the book Mastering the Rockefeller Habits by Vern Harnish. He basically condenses down, he read that book I think, but he condensed down some of the like best tips on how Rockefeller ran his business. Then I got the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. This one's been okay so far. I'm about a third of the way through it. I'm actually kind of like switching through the ball because I get bored just reading the same thing for too long. I also got the book, Who, Not How. A master friend was also talking about this, and basically, if you want to build something bigger, a bigger team is a very necessary aspect of that. And finding the right people, instead of trying to figure out the how of doing something, you go find the who and they figure out the how, basically. And then the final one, which I got, which is actually on Kindle, is the book 10x is Easier Than 2x. And I wanted to read you a little piece of this one because I thought it was really interesting. At the beginning of the book, it says, history's greatest artists and entrepreneurs understand the difference between 10x and 2x thinking. You might be thinking, what about people who don't ever make a 10x leap? Most people reach for just a little bit more, a promotion, a little more money, a new personal record. Going for incremental progress is a 2x mindset, which at a fundamental level means you're continuing or maintaining what you're already doing. You're letting the past dictate what you do and how you do it. 2x is linear, meaning you're striving to double output by doubling effort. Do more of the same, just faster and harder. 2x is exhausting and soul-defeating. It's extremely difficult to put the pedal to the metal and grind away for inches of more progress. By contrast, 10x is so big and seemingly impossible that it immediately forces you to think out of your current mindset and approach. You can't work 10 times harder or longer. Brute force and linear methods won't get you to 10x. So this makes me think of do you know Beats by Dr. Dre? It's a like headset, I think. It is a headset. Which that whole 10x is easier than 2x idea makes me think of the story of Beats by Dr. Dre. So Dr. Dre was a music artist and was very successful with his music, but when it came to what actually significantly built his business, it was selling the rights for Beats by Dr. Dre to Apple, actually. And that has been the biggest part of his business. And I've seen some other examples when I listen to other stories of entrepreneurs, and they take something and they put it in a different context, and that is what creates something exponentially larger. And so I've been thinking, or challenging myself to think, not just grow the current thing the way it is, but what is another way or method to create something even more impactful and fabulous. And maybe that's not just the current model which I have the business in now, and that is something which I'm working through and thinking about as we speak. So plan for the rest of my day, looking at my calendar, I just need to film one more video today, which is not bad. And then this evening, I'm actually having 2 mastermind friends over for dinner. I'm so lucky. There's actually, it's kind of uncommon, all of my mastermind friends, they literally live all over the entire world, except there are actually 2 of them in Zurich as well, which is cool because it's quite a small city, so to have 2 other ones is kind of unusual. Even when I was in London, no one else was actually in London, even though it's a significantly larger city. But yeah, so tonight I'm having over for dinner Sigrid. I think her website is sigrid.com, I'm pretty sure. She is, I think, Europe's #1 business coach. That's her website, so that's pretty cool. She is, she's just the greatest person. She's an absolute riot if you've ever met her. And then I'm also having Jana Schaffenberg over. She is a Ayurvedic medicine doctor, I think. She serves the German market, so I actually don't follow her content personally, but just know her personally. So yeah, I'm just gonna film this last video and then we can set the table for dinner together. Okay, my grocery order has come in, so I thought I'd share what's on the menu this evening. We are having a pasta dish, one of them is vegetarian pasta dish, with spinach and ricotta cheese. It is so good, I serve it frequently and it's a crowd pleaser for sure. The other thing which I have, I've got a basil plant. If you know how to not kill these, please tell me in the comments, because every single time I get one of these, I destroy it within like a week and it's sad and dead. If there's some sort of secret to this, which I don't know, I would very much so appreciate your instructions of not killing that. The other thing which I got, I am planning ahead. So we are affiliates who help us promote our courses. The top prize is a trip somewhere. It changes location every time. So the lovely person who won was Erica from Big Cat Creative, the Squarespace template shop. And so we are going skiing in Zermatt, and Erica is gluten-free, which is sometimes challenging in Europe and small places. Like Zermatt is a very small town. I wasn't sure if they had it. So I have been prepared and ordered some gluten-free pasta and tortillas already, so I can just stuff those in my suitcase and bring them with me. I also got, normally I do these like, they're called stuffed shells. I do them in shells, but I couldn't find those, so I got these cannolis, which I'm pretty sure will basically do the same thing for tonight. Got some taco mixes, some cinnamon, some honey. I also, normally these items, get them in Germany, because if we're up there for, I don't know, going to see family, then things are literally, one time I looked at the price of tortillas in the supermarket in Switzerland, and I think they were like 4.50 or 5 francs, and the exact same thing in Germany is like 1.25. So I'm definitely one of those people who, while we're there, I do a giant grocery shop, and so anything which, you know, lasts like this, but I did run out of honey, so had to get it. Let me unpack the rest of this, and then I'll start cooking and setting the table. I should probably get a move on. So I got into a bit of a rush, but I'll just show you the table quickly. Good morning. It is the next morning and we are headed to the gym. So nice though, it snowed. Let me just show you. It's such a magical morning when you wake up and your husband tells you it snowed outside. I am just about to head to the gym. I haven't been in 2 weeks because we were on vacation. But I did some athletic things on vacation. I went skiing with friends, actually. That was really, really fun. Both a little skiing within Switzerland. We also went over to Austria for one day because everyone was telling me, they're like, yeah, après ski in Switzerland, not really that great. Whereas, so we drove to St. Anton, which is about 2.5 hours. So it was quite the endeavor for the day. But yeah, 2 Canadian friends were over. One of them made me a sweater. It's my favorite sweater. She got it custom made. It said Après Ski Club Switzerland, which was really cute. But anyway, so yeah, that's what we were doing the past few weeks. And therefore I haven't been to the gym in 2 weeks. So this should be, it's always fun on your first day back. Should be interesting. I also recently got an Aura ring. I always think that these things are a little bit nonsense, and I'm like, all these tracking devices, I'm like, do they really work or whatever? But I do have to say, I am actually a fan. It is quite interesting. It tells you what you already probably know, which is like, I didn't sleep very well last night. And so it really encourages you, I think, to be, you know, a bit healthier. When you see it in numbers and statistics in front of your face, you kind of can't ignore it. It also showed me a first time wore the ring on my like admin call day, and the whole day was like stress. And I thought, oh, I really hate calls and admin day. Like I always knew it, but now the Aura ring's telling me it's really is true. And then I realized actually that no, that's just every day that I'm working. It says I'm pretty stressed, so I clearly need to do some work on that, and going to the gym is one of those things that helps you with stress. So anyways, let's get a move on and get to the gym. Hello! It is a good few days later now. I don't know if you can tell, but I was just about to upload this video to the editor and then realized I never actually finished it really fully. And so I thought I would catch you up on what has happened between the last clip and this one. I think I left you off going to the gym. Gym was fine. Dinner with the ladies was lovely. It's a work in progress on filming things, you know, with other humans, because at least when other people run a business, it's not weird to film around them or anything. Like they're used to creating content for social media and whatever. I was a bit ambitious on my time frame there, so I was definitely in a hustle towards the end to get everything ready. So therefore the filming kind of went towards the wayside. But since I left you, I have been excitedly preparing for our affiliate Erica to go on her trip she won, which is a ski trip in Switzerland. We are going to Zermatt. I have never been to Zermatt before. I am very excited. I have got to so many new ski hills this year. It is my absolute dream. My husband and I at dinner were just discussing how many days I went skiing this year. This is my new like top year for skiing. I have had so many different friends and family who have gone with this year to a variety of different ski areas. But yeah, so Erica is my last sort of like guest trip to go skiing with. I really wanted to bring you along for it, but I realized I need to upload this video to the editor before I go, so that's not happening. So maybe in the next vlog, I might throw in some clips of Zermatt and hanging out with Erica's, because if you know her, then that's probably interesting to you. She runs Big Cat Creative. We have done plenty of videos together on this channel. If you want to know about running a website template shop, she knows her stuff. She's literally done it for 7 years, so like she knows her stuff. So yeah, we have a few different videos on that. I will link them above and below in case you're interested more in that topic. But Erica texted me. She's coming from New Zealand, so it is a bit of a ways. When we do these like trips, like top prize trip for our affiliate, we don't know which affiliate's gonna win it. And so we have affiliates in New Zealand, we have affiliates in America, we have affiliates in Europe, and so it's just kind of, we have no idea. Her flight from New Zealand to Singapore was delayed. So she hustled, she made it to the flight, and her bag did not. And so today I just spent the entire day being like, okay, what are the essential things that someone needs? How are we gonna solve this problem? So I found a rental place in Zermatt that does not just like skis and boards and whatever, but also like the actual clothing rental and everything. I went and bought her some essentials like toothbrush, deodorant, some underwear, and a bra, because those are the type of things that you don't want to borrow from someone. And so yeah, that is actually what I spent a good portion of my day doing today, running around and gathering those things together. But yeah, I want to make sure that once you got here, it's the worst when your suitcase doesn't make it somewhere. It's just so annoying. So anyways, regardless of that, it should be a fabulous time. When I was texting her, she seems to have a good attitude. She's like, well, if the bag didn't make it, at least I made it. So like, that's the most important thing. And I was like, yes, that is the most important thing. That's the right way to look at it. So anyways, yes, I think that is all for this video. Again, if you want to see a little bit of Zermatt and skiing with Erica, then I will take some clips and pop it in somewhere in the next vlog. I haven't even figured out what the next vlog is, but I will be sure to add that in because I know you all love her as well. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. It was a pleasure to hang out with you. If you want some more vlog style content, I'm also gonna link right here the last one, which I did. Not sure which one it was, but anyways, it was fabulous. You should definitely watch it.